Former First Lady Jill Biden is addressing concerns raised about former President Joe Biden's mental acuity during his re-election campaign. Let's show you some of what she said in a wide-ranging interview with CBS Sunday Morning correspondent Rita Braver.
Did you ever see signs that he was falling into cognitive decline?
No.
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 Truly?
No.
I mean, people were saying he wasn't the same Joe Biden.
Well, I don't think that's true. He was the essence of the same Joe Biden, but yeah, he was slowing down. He was getting older. I mean, we all observe that. When you know, it's a very intense job. I think it ages you quickly.
You can see that full interview on Sunday. Let's bring in Darlene Superville. She's a White House reporter for the Associated Press. She's also the co-author of a book entitled Jill, a biography of the First Lady. Good morning, Darlene. Just remind our viewers of the role the former First Lady had in her husband's re-election campaign and why what she's saying now seems insightful.
Well, she is one of his biggest supporters. She's been with him for more than 50 years through 6 Senate campaigns, 3 campaigns for the presidency. And she writes in the book that she is the decision on whether to run for office was always his to make, but that she would always support whatever decision he made. There were a couple of years, for example, when he decided not to run for the presidency. And of course, we know the 3 instances that he did decide to go forward with campaigns. First ladies are the one person in a president's orbit who sees them at times when the advisors aren't around, for example, when they're upstairs in the private residence having dinner or whatnot. So they're seen as advisors, but they play a lot of different roles. They're the supportive spouse, they're an advocate, a surrogate. So she was many things to President Joe Biden.
And I think that's what we're getting insight into, which is that she may have said or portrayed one type of perspective publicly while privately having different opinions. Because in this interview, the former First Lady said she thought her husband was having a stroke during that debate with President Trump. But she encouraged him to remain in the race at the time. Do you kind of understand that contradiction viewers may have? We'll see.
Yes. So in the book she does write about the fact that when it came to the presidential campaign and assessing other candidates, that she and other members of the Biden family believed that he was the best Democrat who could go up against Donald Trump. He was the only Democrat who had defeated Donald Trump, for example, and they wanted him to continue for that reason. But you know, there's a lot of the coverage since the book began, excerpts of the book began being released. They show her after the debate where he performed so disastrously, kind of praising his performance. So
right.
Putting those two things together is a little hard for some people to square.
And why is Jill Biden revealing all of this now? How do you think it might impact the legacy of her and her husband?
It's become tradition for presidents and first ladies to write a memoir after they leave office. And so this is what she's doing, trying to share with the public her perspective on their 4 years in the White House. So that would explain why she's come out with this book now. And you can't really, someone in Jill Biden's position, you can't really write a memoir of your 4 years in the White House and not touch on what had to have been or was one of the worst experiences of her husband's life, of their life together.
Yeah, and First Ladies have a perspective few of us will ever see. Darlene Superville, wonderful to see you. Thanks for being with us this morning.